Visitor information, that's us. What I need to find is a boat launch to launch from. So we're gonna be coming down this road, and then let's see. Anything that shows boat launch over here. All right, so I need to find this boat launch. And then if that one's closed, because some of them have hurricane damage, there's one over here on the Barren River. Howdy folks, my name's Casey. I'm here to take you on a very cool adventure. So I just was lucky enough to purchase a Kruger Dreamcatcher. This is boat number 26. The Kruger Dreamcatchers are deck canoes. They're a product of Vernon Kruger, who is the guy who holds the title, I'm pretty sure he still holds it, for the person with the most paddled miles of any human being, and that's over 100,000 miles paddled. So this is his creation, what he deemed the best boat for what he called tripping. So the best boat for taking out on extended excursions, and that's what I do, what I really want to get into. And we're testing it out for the first time in the Florida Everglades at the 10,000 Islands. We are currently at the Rod and Gun Club. This is where we're launching. I was invited on this trip by Mary and Andy, and Mary is the one, if you watch the Everglades Challenge series, the one that I was tied up in the mangroves with, nearly hyperthermic as we were freezing. So this trip's gonna be much more leisurely and warmer. So I'm excited. We need to get this thing off the car, into the water, and get going. It's almost 3 in the afternoon. I got at least a 4-hour paddle ahead of me, so it's gonna be getting dark by the time we get to Panther Key. So, all right, getting it loaded up was easy. There's so much room that there's no difficulty shoving bags in certain places. So, all right, perfect. All right, so this is actually gonna be the first time of me getting in this boat in water, and I'm a little nervous, but not entirely. We'll see how it goes. The bow's off. Oh man, it's so much easier than getting into a kayak. All right, yeah, so initially a couple adjustments I want to do. I want to drop the seat down one rung. I'm sitting too high, and I got to adjust the weight imbalance. But I need some shore to do that. The osprey eating a fish up there. So we just pulled up on shore real quick. I did have a lot of weight pushed over on this side, so I fixed that. And then I lowered the sleet down one. So we'll see how that is, but should be pretty good. And there's a stingray right here. That's cool. I don't know if you can see into the water or not. It's swimming right there, right at the bow of the boat. All right, that feels more correct here. I like that. The seating feels good, the balance feels good. I think we're ready to rock. Yeah, this boat feels so good. So I do have to learn how to do this paddle stroke. It's different than the double-bladed, of course. But this feels good. Like I feel strong with it. Let's see how long it lasts. Now, do you see how stirred up that just got over there? That was from manatees. They're a real danger out here. You catch a manatee under your boat, man, it's pretty scary. I haven't had a manatee pop up underneath me yet, but I watched one go under Calypso and River Slayer when their boats were side by side. The manatee came up right in between them, and yeah, that looked very uncomfortable. So I was not expecting the winds to be so strong. I checked the Windy app, and they said it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 miles an hour, and this is way closer to 10 or 12. Sign reads, Everglades National Park boundary. Special regulations apply. I'm going to try and get out of here if it's shoaling really bad, which it might be, just because of the wind and the tide. There's a couple spots in here that have pretty decent pull-offs, and we could do a stealth camp in here and hit Panther tomorrow. That'd be okay. I know it's windy, and and it's hard to hear. I'm trying to cup the mic, but you can see that little opening right over there leads out into the Gulf. So we're about to be in open water. A little bit bigger waves, so we'll just see. We'll play it by ear. If it gets too dangerous, we'll tuck in and hide somewhere. Yeah, with the windy app, it says that it was going to be like 3 to 4 mile per hour winds and no gust and calm seas. So I mean, it's, I don't know, that windy app is not very accurate a lot of times. So, but it's definitely a solid 10 mile per hour wind right now. Well, there it is, open access to the Gulf. We can go straight across to Texas or Mexico or wherever we want to go. We're free. Woo! Yeah, see, going with the wind, this is nice. There's no wind noise in the mic. There's no wind on my face. It's only 2.5 miles an hour right here, but once I make this turn up here, I should be much better on speed. I'm hoping for 3. Yeah, low tide's in 2 hours, so the slack tide's coming, and we should get there within 2 hours. I mean, we're only, I think we're like 6 miles away or something, so yeah, about 2 hours away. Pretty impressive. But yeah, it's already down at least 2 foot. Getting on the lee side of islands is the biggest trick in the world, because now it feels like there's no wind and I could shoot back out to the Gulf and take the quicker route. But I know if I do that, if I do take the quicker route on the outside, I know that the wind is still there, the waves are still there. This is the correct thing to do. All right, after a closer review, hiding in the islands, it's way out of my route to find a way across. I mean, I gotta go way up and back. So I'm gonna try and go back out and we'll just see what happens. Typically when I've been down here in the Everglades, at night when the sun's setting, the wind really dies out. So I don't know if it'll do that tonight or not, but if it does, I can just hang out until that happens and then press on after dark. So we'll just play it by ear from right now. Can you see that thrashing up there? Oh, there's like a shark or something feasting over there. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, it's not too bad out here. Still a solid 1, you know. The occasional 2, but yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's still windy and still wavy out here. A little bit of a swell to it. I'm dipping the nose underwater every now and then, so it's, you know, it's decent. Yeah, I'm just gonna surf these waves in. All right, well, good news is I got Panther Key on the map now. Like, it's on the screen. I just gotta go around these shallows. I will say this about the rough water out there. If I was in my sea kayak, I would have been nervous about it. Like, I would have been concerned with how rough it was. But in this, I wasn't concerned at all for my safety. I don't even have a spray skirt on. But yeah, if I was in my sea kayak, I would have been soaked for sure. But yeah, I'm dry right now. I did get one wave that hit me on the side and came in, but just enough to like wet the towel a little bit. But with this, yeah, I just didn't want to spend the time out there dealing with it. Like, it's pushing the bow around and the stern around, and it's just rolly, and it's just uncomfortable, but not scary. Not like I was going to flip out and be in trouble at all. Like, there was no instance where I had to brace. How's that? I just had to paddle. I had to lean a little bit, but not bracing like I do in the sea kayak. So this is a much more stable platform, much drier platform. Yeah, I really, really like this thing. The Swanee trip was pretty awesome, but man, it's hard to beat the Everglades too. Like, Florida has so much to offer. It's like an endless supply of adventure. But this is great here. This is so tight. That's awesome. All right, so Panther Key is coming into view, which is great timing as the sun's getting ready to set. Wow. Yeah, that's Panther Key. Beautiful. I was kind of hoping to get around the island to watch the sunset, but this works. Oh man, getting two sunsets. We got the sunset behind the trees, and now we got the sunset over the water. Lucky day. All right, I see someone standing on the beach up there. I'm getting close. This is great. Thank you for this great pic of me paddling up the shore. All right, well, I met up with the crew, and we had a great fire, and we stayed up until the tide came in so far that it actually washed the fire out. So that was pretty cool to watch. There's this little clip that I have right here of it happening. And I'll show you what's actually left here. Yeah, that's the remains of the fire. It's late, coming up on 11 o'clock. It's time for bed. The bugs are out still. They're actually climbing on the camera. But there's our setup. This is the high tide mark. And then the tent's right there. So we'll see how it is when the tide is up. We got about 3 more hours for high tide. All right, well, I'm in my tent, getting ready to go to bed. And the sound of the waves lapping right outside the door is so peaceful. Actually, you know, I say peaceful, but it's also a little unnerving because they're right there. But I know I'm good. So I will see you all in the morning.
Looks like it's going to be a nice day. There was a lot of lightning last night off in the distance. I don't know if you can see the no-see-ums out there. Just a cloud of them. I'm not getting out of my tent until those things leave. Oh, that morning is so pretty.
All right, we made it to, I think, Dismal Key. We're gonna get up and walk around. Everyone's kind of parked up down there, but I'm gonna cut through the mangroves and get to a little trail through here, I think. That's pretty cool. I wonder what year that was built. Still has some screen on the side.
I know. Attempts to keep the mosquito larvae out, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. There was hermits living here back in the 60s. A hermit, and they kind of traded off.
Yeah.
Dismal Key is such a crazy island. First of all, this thing was hand built by the Calusa people. They carried shells and piled them up in these rings, and it took them 1,500 years, and it just blows my mind. That many generations to build this island. And I can only imagine what it looked like back in their time when they completed it. It had to have been just a sight to see for sure. But since then, it's been overgrown. Hermits lived on the island for a long time. There was a house from the early 1900s. This island's been pretty heavily abused for a long time by modern people. But man, to see it back then would have been a sight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know,
Look
that'd be
at all
so
those
hard.
Shells. That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Why is a strong fella? This gal.
Yeah, Dismal Key was pretty cool. We walked around pretty far. Andy was our tour guide. Yeah, he did a really good job.
Oh, great.
All right, just landed on an island here. Yeah, it's cool seeing the line of boats right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do a dramatic fallout.
Pop out. You want me to push you out? No. Oh no!
No.
Oh, he's
Are you gonna get it first try?
he's got this. No big deal for him. He's an
Oh yeah, piece of cake.
That's not fair. He's an athlete.
Nicely done. Yeah, you probably can't touch there. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's stable.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Nice.
Cowgirl. Woohoo!
We'll go see if we can't find a graveyard that's marked on a map. Could be up here somewhere. That's pretty well protected.
Yeah, I guess I gotta come back and lift the cage.
I don't know. Like, do the little ones just crawl through that maybe?
Oh.
We walked around this side of the island for a little bit before checking the maps. We realized the pin was closer to the other side of the island that faced Panther Key. So we drug our kayaks back out through the surf, launched, and paddled around. Oh yeah, you can see the current flowing out. That's crazy.
I mean, that gal said that she swam that,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think we can walk through there.
Well, we gave it a valiant effort on this side of the island as well. We walked around. We couldn't find any trails that led to graves, anything that said that there was a grave or anything that looked like a grave. But we did find some pretty cool driftwood and some cool scenery. But after this, we decided to pack it up and head back to Panther Key. So I made the error of leaving my water out. So I left my water out in the sun and it's too hot to drink. So I took one of the bottles and these are just getting covered now. So one of the bottles of water I have just sitting here tied off. So this water is not really that cool, but it's cooler than that water. So that should work. Should be able to drink it in, I don't know, 20 minutes. I got to show off this map real quick too. This is off the app Adidas Running that Brooke was using, and I just bought a Garmin watch in the app to get this as well. but each of the numbers is the mile marker. So mile marker 3 up on the top, that's Dismal Key. Mile marker 6 is Whitehorse, and mile marker 7 is when we got to Hog, and then back to Panther on the far right. So it's a pretty cool app, and I will start using this chart on more videos because this is awesome. So we just got this fire started, and Andy used Fritos to get it going, and it worked like a champ. We're a little early, sun's still an hour away from setting, but pretty good fire. Here's a pretty good group photo. Sorry, Toriyami, looks like he got cut off there. And here's a pretty good shot of the fire at night. All right, the tide is about to wash out the fire. All right, well, it's 11:30 at night. The fire's dying down. The tide's about to wash it out. And we're all going to bed. The plan is, with the tides, we're going to have to leave somewhere around 8:30 in the morning. So we're all going to crash out and get up bright and early and try and get out of here. So one thing to note is that I am sore. So paddling the Kruger is way different than paddling a two-bladed kayak paddle. So yeah, my different muscles are being worked for sure. So, all right, well, I'm going to bed. Good night. Alright, so this is the last morning on Panther Key. This is actually the last morning that people can camp on Panther Key until the season reopens. And I think Panther Key is closed until October. You can no longer see it, but our fire last night was about right over here. And when the tide came in, it washed. You can see the charcoal is all right through here. And my tent is right there. Actually, you can see the depression right there. And it's almost 8, it's like 5 to 8, and the no-see-ums are still just clouding. It's pretty thick, so I'm ready to get on the water, get moving, and get away from these things. Now it sounds like we are going out and around Panther. So we can go out towards the Gulf and then hook around. Heading that way. Little hut on shore, little green hut. I don't know if you can see it through the trees. Listing over to the side just a little bit, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. We made it to Tiger Key to take a little break. Nice little island. Yeah, it's been a good paddle so far. Still able to keep up, which is surprising, but I mean, everybody pulls ahead just a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot more paddling to get my muscles built up where they need to be. All right, so we're leaving Tiger and pressing on. Almost there, unfortunately. Going with the tide, which is nice. We're going 4.1, or I'm going 4.1. I think they're doing maybe slightly faster, but still staying together. An animal swimming across, headed to shore. It's gonna be too hard to see it in the camera, but we're all curious. Could you tell what animal it was? A raccoon? Paddling these last couple miles was just so peaceful. We had the current flowing, pushing us along, and the water was calm. It was just a really nice moment to be in. That pushes so hard. For a brief moment back there, we were going 6.2 miles an hour. Held that for over a minute. It's my fastest yet in this boat. But that was all mainly the current flow pushing us along, but yeah, it felt good. Right now we're at 4.3 miles an hour. This current's ripping. We have 7.1. There's 6.9 right there. Yeah, we are cruising. Yeah, check out that water flow around that piling. Moving. It's a cool bird. This is the final little stretch right before Everglades City. And there it is. The trip is almost over. Just this last little run through the channel. And then through teamwork, we were all able to help each other and haul the boats out, get them all loaded up, and get ready to go eat. But I'm going to do a quick little walkthrough on the Rod and Gun Club, show you the inside of that. It's pretty neat. All right, let me tell you about the Rod and Gun Club. So this is everything that I found on Wikipedia because that's a great source of information. But anyway, the Rod and Gun Club was originally a house. It was built by the Storter family back in 1864, so it's a pretty old building. Survived a lot of storms. But it was turned into the Rod and Gun Club back in 1925 by Baron Collier. And when it was turned into the Rod and Gun Club, it started hosting like parties, and there was presidents that came down. There was 5 presidents that came down: Eisenhower, Truman, Roosevelt, Hoover, Nixon. So it was a pretty popular spot, good destination for people to come down to. And it was also used in the movie Gone Fishing with Danny Glover and Joe Pesci. So I remember when this movie came out, but I haven't seen it yet. And now that I've been in this building, I'm going to go back and watch this movie just to see how much has changed. And I really don't think a lot has changed because a lot of the taxidermy, not the fish, but the animals are pretty old. I don't want to be polite, but I used to do taxidermy briefly, and these animals are like at my quality, very amateur or old. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say anything bad, but it just looks like something that I could do with my knowledge. But at the beginning, when I first walked in, there's a sign, and it's called Monsters of the Deep. And I read that little story, and it's pretty cool, and I'm just going to share it real quick before we press on. But the Monsters of the Deep is the story of a charter fisherman that got into a whale shark. And when he hooked into it, it took him 39 hours to land it. But even crazier than that, he harpooned the thing 5 times, shot it 151 times, and we got it to shore. It still took 5 days to die. And he tried to sell tours to go see it, but people really didn't care because it just stunk so bad. But anyway, that was a pretty wild time back then, and things are definitely different now. So anyway, I am going to press on. I'm going to eat but not film that, and then we're going to shoot over to Chokoloskee. All right, just had a delicious lunch with the crew, and now I'm heading over to Chokoloskee. I want to check out the Smallwood store. I figured since I'm in this area, I might as well go check it out. It's another very cool place, kind of like the Rod and Gun Club back there. It's got a lot of history with it. So we're going to shuffle over there. It's only like a 10-minute drive, and then we'll head home after that. Yeah, this is awesome to see from this angle. With the Everglades Challenge, we passed right in front of here. So this building's got some pretty cool history too, and the fact that it's been here for so long is a testament to how well it was built. But it was built by Ted Smallwood back in 1897. Again, this is Wikipedia stuff, but he became the postmaster in 1906 and ran the post office from his home. So this wasn't just, his house. It was the post office, and then he turned it into the store in 1917. So this building has been a staple here for well over 100 years in operation. And now that it's a tourist destination, it's still pretty cool. They sell a lot of like your typical tourist stuff, your shirts, your hats, and things for Chokoloskee. But it also has a lot of the stuff that was sold a long time ago still on the shelves, which is cool to look at. And what I really think is cool is a lot of the stuff from when it was a house, like the house portion, is all still here. That's cool, an old butter churn. There's a lot of information plaques throughout the store, and I'm not going to read them, but I will try and focus on them for just a moment so you can pause your TV or your computer screen and give them a read. Again, it's pretty impressive that there's so much stuff that hasn't been touched, for 50, 60, however many years have passed by. But look at the structure of this building too, and the fact that it's still standing and it's on the water's edge. It's had to have been attacked by so many hurricanes over the past 100 years, but it's still here. Trap door. Feels really nice by this window. Chokoloskee, a man-made island. Let me get that without too much glare. So. industrial washing machine. All right, well, folks, that'll pretty much do it. Not sure what the next adventure will be, but there'll definitely be another one. So we're gonna take the Kruger home and do some modifications to it and make it fit me just a little bit better and figure out where we're gonna take it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.